Hey, gang. Welcome to the Are You Garbage Comedy Podcast.
Please make sure you subscribe. That way you get the episodes as they come out.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Are You Garbage? The show where you find out if your favorite comedians are classy individuals or absolute trash. Now, here are your hosts, Kevin Ryan and H. Foley.
Hey, everybody out there. And welcome back to everybody's favorite new podcast. This is Are You Garbage?
Oh, yeah.
It's a show we sit down with your favorite comedians and we find out if they grew up to be classy or if they're just a big old piece of trash. I'm your host, H. Foley, coming at you on a beautiful day down here in Aunt Tootie's basement.
Yeah.
Spring has sprung down here. Haven't seen her in a couple of days, starting to get a little worried. That's all I got. We're concerned.
Okay.
My co-host is coming at you from right next to me. He is the CEO of Are You Garbage. He's really an international businessman.
Sure.
Gang, the next time
I've been to Mexico.
Gang, the next time you reach for a best pal, do your favor. Go ahead and make it a kippy. Give it up for Kevin James Ryan, everybody.
Hey, gang. Thanks for tuning in. As always, please make sure you rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. Full video available on YouTube. And those numbers are true to roof. I think we harmonized there. And then also patreon.com. You can sign up. You get premium content. You get bonus episodes of AYG.
Get it.
Which I don't think people knew are there episodes that don't get released anywhere else. So
Yes.
there's like a bunch on there. People didn't know they were different episodes.
What?
Yeah. So there's an episode where we play AYG with our moms. We do milk for dinner. We do a whole bunch of shit. So get
lot
on
of
there,
stuff.
check it out. Also, Hard Feelings. This is me and Foley mixing up a little behind the curtains. You know what I mean? A little bit of HR, a little bit of business.
Everybody loves him.
And then we play AYG with you guys, with our top tier patrons at the end of every month. That's coming up. And also, we just passed 1,000 today. Shout out to everybody on the fucking Patreon.
Muchas
Dania.
gracias. Thank you,
so
everybody.
much. I'm getting another Kia.
One for the weekend. Just one to smoke in.
Yeah. It's going to be pre-owned.
Smoke and eat in. Just keep it light. I like it. April 20th, Raleigh Goodnights in North Carolina. Get some ticks. And April 21st, Zany's Nashville. Get some tickets for that one. Let's go. Chicago, sold out.
Sold
in June.
out. Fucking 3 days.
My
Sold out.
kind of town.
That's what we do.
Nashville's down there putting us to the screws. Let's go. What do we do to you guys? You got the stimmy check.
Also,
That's what they want you to do with it. Go out and enjoy yourself. Come see the kids.
Raleigh's moving. The tickets in Raleigh are moving, so if you're planning on going, get them soon.
I'm going to eat a lot of barbecue in Nashville. You're going to get your money back. Come and see us.
You eat a lot of barbecue here.
I got a lot of barbecue on me.
All right.
Real quick, shout out to our producer extraordinaire. He's the pride of the Chicago comedy scene. We love him. You know him. Give it up for T-Bone McMuffin, Toby McMullen. Ladies and gentlemen.
What up?
T-Bone.
How you feeling, buddy? You good?
I'm feeling good. I'm locked in.
Yeah.
Little rocky start on that bony we just did.
Yeah.
But I'm fired up now.
Toby was 0 for 32 on the Hard Feelings episode.
Hey, shoot or shoot, dog.
T-Bone's got his plane tickets. He's ready to rock and roll. He's got his neck pillow on already. This kid's ready to fly.
Oh, I got my comfy on. I got a Snuggie and some fucking Ugg boots. Let's go.
This kid's ready to rock and roll. Gang, we could not be more excited to have our incredibly special guest here with us today. One of our great pals. So happy to fucking have him here. He is a very funny actor, comedian, podcaster, and personality. This guy does it the fuck all.
Yeah.
You might have seen him in Dollar Store Therapist, Mini Mox on Comedy Central, BoJack Horseman on Netflix, Get Money, and of course the indie hit Timing, and you know him as the co-host of the Cooligans podcast.
Yeah.
But the big question about his mind today, is he garbage? I know this guy well. I say he's going to be annoyingly classy.
Yeah.
Because he does it right.
He's got a set of rules that he lives
He's got
by.
a set of rules. He's clean. He knows a lot of good food, a lot of good play. Does it nice.
Yeah.
He's the kind of guy that takes a good shower.
Yeah.
You can tell when he comes out of the shower, he takes a nice, fresh shower. Give it up for Alexis Guerreros. Come on.
I am basura.
Mucho basura.
Yeah, there's no one comes out of Newark unscathed.
Yeah, Newark's a tough look.
You got scars on you.
Buddy, I started my life with scars. I came out, I cut my own way out of my mom.
You got scars. But you know a lot about fucking how to handle Marzano tomatoes. So
Buddy, I got to class it up. I got to class
Very
it up.
classy.
Yeah.
You know
So
what I mean?
So also for the listener, he pulled up on like a fucking fresh fucking Vespa.
yeah.
It's got like a
Like
fucking.
he was in a Bellucci movie or something.
He came up dude with like the matching shoes.
And
and
ciao,
helmet.
buongiorno.
Yeah.
I have an espresso. How did he not spill that?
Yo, it was a Vespa with a USB port.
I ain't never seen that shit.
Yeah. He's a little new money. Kid's got a
Yeah.
little bit of cash.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% new money. My wife goes, You get $5,000 in your pocket. You spend $5,500. That's what you
Oh
get.
man, we're bad.
Shout out to Northern Boulevard Kia, ladies and gentlemen.
Just what I've spent on dinner over the last couple of weeks, now we got a couple of bucks coming in, would fucking shake my mother's foundation to the core.
Buddy, I know I'm spending way too much money that I don't have because Amex hit me up and said, we're making you reserve. I got the reserve Delta. I'm going in the Centurion Lounge in a fucking hoodie. I don't give a fuck. Hey, what up, businessmen? Move over.
Yeah.
First they asked, are you okay? That was the first thing. You all right? Everything all right over there? You doing good?
You freezing these chicken parms? What are you doing?
What are you doing, market research? God damn. How much time you spend in Little Italy?
You ordered 2 dozen Blue Point oysters to go. What's going on over there? We're getting worried.
He ate them in the parking lot. This kid's got a problem.
Grew up in Newark.
Yeah, baby.
All right. The streets in Newark.
Yeah.
Now,
Hold on real quick. Not
Go
an
ahead.
actor comedian. I'm a comedian.
Comedian.
That does a bunch of other shit.
of course.
Don't give me the fucking slash.
No, I tell you what.
Oh!
Yeah.
Bam!
That was
guy-
the.
We're
That
about
was
to get a fucking Newark
I
hand.
gave
I'm not
you-
from
I
Los
gave you the-
Angeles. I'm from fucking Newark.
I gave you the 4 slashes, and I added personality for the first time. I'll have you know.
Yeah, but
just
you-
out of respect for you.
You didn't fucking put comedian first, and I'm going to be thinking about that
Oh,
forever. It's going to burn. It's going to burn.
I like that.
Oh, he's a big act. This guy thinks he's a big time actor.
Yeah.
But he is an actor, and he's a good
I'm
actor.
saying you. So you think you lead with
I've
that.
walked the boards every once in a while. Sure.
Yeah, broke a couple
I've done
too.
We need to reinforce these boards.
Can we get some steel girders in here? They just cast Foley as the delivery driver.
I played the ocean in Titanic.
Yeah.
Listen, we're having a good time.
Oh man, you delivered that with your hack. It was so good.
It was so good. It took all of us half a second to be like, did he really?
Dude, I was a hot
Well,
one.
I didn't mean any disrespect by it. That's just my little list there.
took
But
some.
I add personality for you
Thank you.
because you're a mover and shaker.
But
You're
yeah.
out there. You're doing a lot. You're hitting the scene. I remember at like one point in June, I think, I texted you about it. It was like mid-pandemic. Everybody's home like sucking their thumbs. And then you posted a clip of you on stage somewhere. There was like 50,000 people.
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
it was like right under the radar of COVID. It was like right before they were like, oh yeah, fuck, we gotta take this seriously. You were like the last weekend somewhere. It was like Lollapalooza or something.
It kind of felt like that. We were the host for ICC, which is like a huge soccer
I mean, like
competition.
50,000 people.
It was actually 2,500, but if you ask
Hooking
me,
you up over here.
add a couple zeros, this guy's doubling it up. It felt like fucking.
Those are my cousins, all right?
Dude, it was one of those. Like, Megan Rapinoe, if you don't know who she is, she's like a huge soccer superstar. She's the lady, the soccer player who they said, would you go to the White House? She's like, I'm not going to fucking White House.
yeah.
Right? That lady. So she was supposed to make an appearance, and it was like our time to go to the trailer. We come up and like, yeah, you guys having fun? And then we go away.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, you guys are comedians, right? And we're like, yeah. And they're like, all right, Megan Rapinoe's 45 minutes late. Could you just go up there? And we're like, with a bunch of screaming little girls, and we
Nothing,
fucking crushed. I had no idea.
Who likes Barney, loser?
I had no idea I had PBS energy, dude. I was fucking crushing. It was-
Singing the alphabet song out there killing.
They're all looking at Christian who can't grow a beard. They're like, well, he's our age, right?
Yeah.
He must be an influencer.
That Filipino girl is cute, you know?
All right, let's get in a little business here. Grew up in Newark.
Let's go.
Tough kid on the streets, as we said, but like we also said, you're a refined guy. Give us the whole story.
From like birth?
From birth.
Yeah, let's do it. Single mom, but grew up with my grandmother, my aunt, my sister in the house.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 7-bedroom in Newark. It was like a.
Damn.
It was like it looked like a mansion, but like if you ever been to like bad neighborhoods that have big houses in them,
Sure.
that's what it was.
Yeah.
Like next door were the cops, and on the other side was like a they did like dog fighting in the basement.
Nice.
Ooh.
So it was like one of those. Like we were surrounded.
Best of both worlds.
Yeah, dude, it was pretty cool. So the cops would be over there, by the way. They're like, I got 50 on that white one. You know, it was a great neighborhood. The cops used to give us beer through the fence. They were wild. Definitely on the
Dude,
take.
Newark cops. I
Yeah.
mean, you know,
Back then, too.
back then.
Yeah, I was there. That crack era in Newark. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
man.
This is fucking Newark.
You ever seen the 7-5 or whatever it is?
Oh,
This
buddy,
about
I watched that
Brooklyn?
and I was like, those were the good old days.
Holy
You know?
shit.
Buddy.
The Wild West.
And these cops would have like beautiful cars pulling up all the time. They were definitely something
Suburbs,
crooked.
above ground pools.
The reason they were still in Newark is because they were doing wild shit. Like
Sure.
all the
Yeah,
other
nobody
couples were,
they
Nutley.
could have moved around, done their 2
Yeah.
years, and gotten the fuck
Yeah.
out. But like,
Yeah.
nah, let's hang out here.
Yeah.
Fly under the radar a little bit.
Yeah.
Never had sideburns, those guys. They always had their sideburns shaved. That's how you knew a
Or
cop
like-
was on the take.
Crew cut. They were
Yeah.
like, don't look that clean in a photo. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? This ain't the army. I grew up single mom. She worked 5 jobs.
Did you know your dad at all?
I mean, kind of. Like, we knew of him.
And
he'd
is your
stop
mom-
by once in a while.
Your mom was born here as well? Your
No,
mom?
I'm
you're
first
Cuban.
generation.
So here we
Yeah.
go. First generation Cuban.
First generation, my mom went through a hard labor camp for 2 years. They call them concentration camps, but that sounds odd.
Right?
She went through a hard labor camp for 2 years to get out of Cuba.
In Cuba?
In Cuba. If you said you wanted to leave, Fidel's like, hey, just sign the paperwork. You can leave. As soon as you do that, the armed guards arrested
They
you.
put you in the concentration before you leave?
Yeah, you got to work for 2 years to pay your debt to the state.
But
these were like
Guy runs a tight ship. I don't know what you want.
Fidel's got rules.
I mean, what do you want from me?
What's the break room?
I
like?
wish they would have. My mom's like, I wish they would have told us the rules because
Yeah.
then maybe we wouldn't have signed up. But,
But then didn't she have to go? Didn't she have to kind of cool her jet somewhere when she got here too for a little while?
well, they made her. They were only allowed to fly first class round trip tickets to Spain because Spain was communist at the time as well.
Okay.
So they lived in Spain for 9 months to work and get enough money to get to the U.S. where like someone had to be like your contact and say like I vouch for you.
Sure.
God
It's hard.
damn.
It was easier than getting in the cellar. It was like just like inside baseball. Someone said like they're but that person happened to be in Newark. Like everyone else's was in Miami.
Miami,
People
yeah,
like
yeah,
fucking flip flops. I'm
Sure.
wearing Timbs. Like what the fuck are we doing? Right. So someone in Newark's
Albany.
like,
What the fuck?
yeah. Someone in Newark's like I got it. My mom's like
You
no,
know anybody
chill.
in Delaware or something? God damn.
Dewey Beach? Anybody?
That's awesome.
So we got fucking stuck in Newark, but I'm happy. I'm glad I grew up in Newark because when I was a teenager, I got caught in a stolen car, which is my way of saying I had nothing to do with it. Like
very Newark.
We're all 14, and my
It's
buddy.
like your bar mitzvah in Newark. Hey, you
the
popped the
quinceañera.
cherry.
Hey, you bris! You got your arm around you.
See that cutlass over there? That's your present, technically. If you can get into it.
Are you the Moyle? So my buddy pulls up in a Mercedes. He's like, "Hey, let's go for a ride." I'm like, "Okay." 10 minutes later, I'm like, "Wait, whose car is this? We're 14." Whee!
How many baseball cards did you sell?
He must really taking out the trash a lot this week.
What do you know? The cops next door?
Wait, hold on. Let me ask you a question. Where's your grandmother?
My grandmother is back in Cuba for 9 years with my uncle because he's a draft age.
But you said you grew up in the house with.
9 years later, they came.
Really? So
Wait.
your mom was the first one to come.
My mom, my aunt, and my grandfather.
She wasn't pregnant with you yet, right?
No. She met my father here.
Okay.
The fucking prick.
All right.
Uh,
That's very Newark of you.
yeah.
Ah, she met my dad here. Fucking scumbag.
Yeah, scumbag. I wish I could see him. He actually asked for my number. I told my sister to give him the number to life support or some shit, like life insurance.
You refer to him as your mom's baby daddy. You don't even say my dad.
There's marriage
Like, so my
photos.
mom's baby daddy.
Was he American?
Uruguayan.
He was from Uruguay.
Yeah.
But he was living here, obviously.
Yeah, he was living in a big Cuban neighborhood with my mom and
Gotcha.
where they lived before, like right around the time before they moved to Newark.
Okay.
Because they got an apartment in West New York, like Union City.
Sure, I got you.
Bobby
Nice
Cannavale's
place.
from there.
I got
it's
you. Yeah.
beautiful.
Union City's nice.
Yeah, Junion City, as we pronounce it. So anyway, they met, but they like went on a couple days. They didn't get married yet. Everyone's living in Newark. My mom's working like, day and night trying to fucking save up enough money. They buy a house really cheap at the time. I think it cost them like $18,000. It was like nothing for this house.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the house I grew up in.
Okay.
My father bounces by the time I'm 3 months old.
Okay.
They break up because my mom catches him cheating on her. He
This
leaves.
is the 7-bedroom in Newark we're talking
This is
about.
a 7-bedroom.
Got it.
So they redid the basement. That's where they added the extra space. My bedroom was the attic growing up. That's the 7th
And right now
bedroom.
it's just you, your mom, and your dad. The family
No,
hasn't come over
me
yet.
and my mom, my sister, my aunt, my grandmother, and my grandfather.
So their mom and dad had 2 kids together. You and
Yeah,
your-
I'm the second. I'm the baby.
Nice,
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. There was another one that miscarried or whatever, was born dead. I don't know how that works. Stillborn. That's the word I was looking
Yeah,
for.
they don't call it born dead. That's not the medical term.
That's still the best Bon Jovi song.
Who's a doctor? Springsteen? What the fuck?
This one's born dead.
Burn.
That's terrible.
Best karaoke song. So yeah, so it's the 5 of us, whatever, 6 of us in the
Okay.
house. And it's like Little Havana. Like, it's rice and beans every night. It's not that.
What'd your mom do working?
She worked all different like hospital-based jobs. So like surgical tech, the
That's pretty good, though. That's like a,
It's a step below
Yeah,
nurse.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
did
yeah,
all right.
yeah.
She worked like whatever the endoscopy and colonoscopy, the tubes up your butt and down your mouth. She was like she cleaned those. She worked at a doctor's office, like as a receptionist.
Hustler.
Like, yeah, that's where I get my energy from. Like, I don't think, unless I'm like exhausted by the end of the night because I did so much shit, I don't think I'm doing enough. Like, that's from her.
Yeah.
It's good.
She worked like 5-6 jobs max by the time throughout my youth. I was 11 years old. I learned English by the time I was like 9, right? So by the time I was 11.
Because it was only Spanish in the house?
All Spanish in the house.
Does your mom speak English now?
She speaks English with a heavy accent, even though she completely understands English. She could communicate for hours. Just has a real thick accent. She still thinks in Spanish. That's like the big switch she didn't make. So like I was like, I want everyone's wearing like cool clothes. My friends got like Timbs and all this other shit. Like I want that stuff.
Strong Cuban community over there.
For the most part. By the time I'm like 10, 11 years old, it's mostly Dominicans and Puerto Ricans.
Okay.
Lot of Caribbean black too, like Grenade and Jamaican. So like. Me and my black homies, we'd say wagwan to them. Like they weren't
popping over there.
It was
Food was
fucking
probably out of control.
Let me tell you
couple
something.
of sternos going. Good.
Sandwiches were smacking.
Oh my God, dude! Everybody's backyard smelled different and all amazing. It was so good.
Damn.
Yeah.
It was like an old school Italy or something
There
like
was
that.
one African American family, and everyone else was like Caribbean. If you were black, you were Caribbean, like Dominican, Puerto Rican,
Haitian,
whatever.
yeah.
You're Haitian. This was like straight up African American. They invited us all to a cookout, and they're like cooking like Southern black food.
Yeah, like macaroni and cheese.
And
and
everyone's
shit.
like, "Why isn't this spicy?" It was like they were like, "We're not. We make amazing food. What are you talking about?" I'll never forget. They wrapped fried chicken in newspaper to let it dry, and when you unrolled it, it had the print of the newspaper on it. It was the most delicious.
I got a Ziggy.
It was
we used to do that with Silly Putty. Oh my God, I almost threw up.
It was the most amazing fucking fried chicken you'll ever have. And it was cool. So my
have a nice meal and find out what Marmaduke's out there. Not bad.
You're like Beetle Bailey. What a fucking character. Crunch.
That made me want fried chicken so
Anybody
bad.
need an 88 Buick?
Oh, they're looking
OBO or best offer.
Mom, 6th job. Look at this.
Oh shit, Steve died.
So like fucking, it was like a fun town. You don't realize it's like super dangerous
When you're in it. Yeah,
when you're in it. You know what I
Sure.
mean? Like we knew we had that idea, but like I still live my life that way. Like I don't take my iPhone or iPad out on the subway. Like I still live like
You
I'm
have
in Newark.
those traits, and that's a really fine line separation because I worked for a guy who has a similar background like that, and I remember like we think we're from whatever. But when you're really
the
from
suburbs.
it, and there's a line like that,
Dude, yeah.
Well, there's just those habits. Like I took money out to like give him back, and we were in the West Village, and like we're on 7th Avenue, like a nice part of town.
Put your fucking money away.
Put your fucking money away. Don't
Yeah.
fucking put money. Don't pull money. Don't hand me money out of
Let
here.
me tell you a quick story. So I'm
Jesus.
12 years old. I know English. I just got a job. I got money in my pocket, right?
Just got my 3rd job.
By the
12
way,
years old.
I got fired my first day working at a factory when I'm 12 years old, and my mom treated it like I got let go and we
Like
don't
you
know how we're
lost
going
your
to keep the house.
pension or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. My mom was like, "That's not what we do in this family." It was a wild. Like I got punished. It was wild.
I couldn't carry 4 pallets at a time. What do you want from
They
me?
made me go back. My mom made me go back. I got fired on a Friday. I got the job on a Thursday. Got fired on Friday. My mom made me go back on Monday and beg for my job back.
There's
I'm
nothing
12
worse
years
than when
old.
the parents get involved in the job. Like I had that too, where I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, my mom." I told the story on this. My mom made me like call back in and go walk back into work, and I was like devastated.
Yeah,
I'm like,
my mom's
12.
like, "Tell him you'll take less money," and I'm like, "I don't even know how much I'm getting paid."
Yeah,
like they
yeah.
made me fill out paperwork to pretend I was 16. I put my social security number was like 9. You know what I mean? Like I didn't know.
44
Yeah.
555.
I'm like, what are these dashes for? Is this a phone number?
Yeah.
You know, I didn't fucking know. So I got money in my pocket, and there's a guy. It used to be Italian in my neighborhood before the Latinos showed up.
Okay.
And there's a guy named Dickie who was like the mob boss in the neighborhood, and he's the one who collected like protection money,
Yeah.
right?
Numbers, all that kind of shit.
And I knew he was dangerous. You know when you're a kid, like, I don't care where in the world I am, I know when I'm near the projects. Like, I just know. It could look different. They could look like homes. I know when I'm near the project. I just know it.
That's
It's like,
all. We're talking what, the 80s here? 80s, early
no, this
90s?
is 90s. This is 90s. So this guy, I knew he was dangerous. First of all, his name was Dickie, and no one made fun of him. Like, come on.
yeah, that's a tough one.
Nobody bust your balls for it. Not one person.
He was 900 pounds. Everybody said he looked good.
Yeah.
And whenever he left the fucking pizza shop or a bodega, whatever, everyone was like, that. Whoever the owner was like, fuck that guy, man. I hate that fucker. Like, I knew
Something was up.
He's dangerous.
Yeah.
So he loved my grandfather.
Probably
my grandfather
a good
was
slice,
like,
though.
buddy. Oh my God, great pizza shops.
Man.
And also, whenever he walked in, whatever food he ordered, that's what everyone else ordered. Because I'm like, that's gotta be good.
Yeah,
Like if he was like, I'll take the veal cutlet. Everyone's like, veal cutlet, por favor. You know.
Dude, I do the same shit. I fucking love that. This guy knows what he's doing.
Yeah. You go with that guy's order.
Absolutely.
100%. So he always respected my grandfather. We had like a green apple tree in our backyard, and it was the sweetest fucking apples. He would give the apples to the little old Italian women because my grandfather knew we need to be protected in this neighborhood.
Sure.
Smart guy. Keep your head on a swivel.
Absolutely. He
Check
was
your
like,
fucking six.
and
dog.
dude, my
So
bike got stolen.
He shows up. I'm sorry. He shows up with your grandmom.
No, my
No.
grandfather was here with my aunt and my mom. First, 9 years later, my grandmother and my uncle show up.
Okay.
Uncle moves to Puerto Rico because he can't stand the weather, so he
Gotcha.
bounces. So my grandfather, like my bike got stolen when I was a kid. 10 minutes later, I'm not even making it up. 10 minutes later, fucking one of Dickie's guys is like, "This your bike, right?" And we're like, "Yeah." And my grandfather was like, he didn't know how to. He's like, "What's the appropriate?"
I don't wanna get involved,
He's
yeah.
like, "What's the appropriate thank you so we don't owe you a favor?" Is essentially what my grandfather was like having a conversation with.
I got a
And they're
couple
like,
of Granny Smiths in the back. If you want to.
You know what? Take the tree. What are we doing? You know what?
Alexis, get the shovel. Quit standing there.
We got to dig up the roots. Throw it
Anybody
on the
got a
caddy.
derooter?
Quick, Jamaicans, get over here. You know, it was like they were like super nervous, and I was like, "Thank you for the bike." And they're like, "No, we don't have a problem." They're like, "The apples. My mom loved the apples. In fact, she brings over some sausages and tomato can." It was like the guys were like, my grandfather was like, "Please don't ever talk to those men." So the fucking Dickie comes up to me. I'm with like 4 of my friends. He takes his fingers like a gun and he puts it to my chest. He goes, give me your fucking money." My friends, like, you know when you hear your friends leave you
Yeah.
hear the silence behind you, and I'm like,
It's
"Fuck."
always tough when you look left and they're not there, and you look right. You're like, I know they're not going to be there.
And you're just like, fuck you,
Fuck,
man.
yeah.
What the fuck?
So
How old are you?
I'm 12 years old. I take out my wallet and I give it to him, and he goes, "See, that's the fucking problem." He still got his fingers in my chest. He goes, "That's the fucking problem. I asked you for your money, not your wallet." He goes, "Give me that." So he opens like a Velcro wallet, and I got money in there. I got like 20, 25.
Why do you have a wallet at 12? That's
Yeah.
all right.
It's got a fucking job. What do you mean?
yeah.
That's the most
Gotta
adult
keep
thing
the
I've
pace.
I got a
Gotta keep the
newspaper
pace
folded
up.
under my arm.
I didn't get
a pack of Pall Malls.
Black coffee.
I didn't get a wallet until about a year ago. I swear to God.
You know what? I believe it. I've
Still nothing in there.
I've known you for 10 years. I believe it.
Foley's wallet is also Velcro.
It's got fucking just coupons in it. It's one more coffee. I get a free one.
Couple years.
He takes the money out, and there's like photos of my mom and shit. You know, there's like the library card for school. And he was like, "What's this?" And I go, "Those are photos." And he goes, "No, these are papers." So he takes the wallet with the money in his hand. He folds it. He goes, "Put that in your back pocket." And he goes, "What's this?" He's like, I'm like, "That's money." He goes, "This is what I fucking asked for." So he gives it to me. And I go and I open my wallet. He goes, No. Wallet in your back pocket, money in your front pocket. He's like, "You put the money in your front pocket." Yeah, I do it. So then he goes, "Boom, give me your fucking money." I go to reach for my wallet. He pushes it in my chest. He's like, "I said, give me your fucking money." And now one of his guys like, "Hey, dude, what are you doing?" And
He's
like,
fucking 12,
and
dude.
he's like, "Shut up." And he's like, "I said, give me your fucking money." He's yelling. People are watching. And I go in my pocket and I go to give it to him. He goes, "Throw it behind me." And I throw it. He goes, "If I'm robbing you, what am I going to do?" And I'm like, "You're going to turn around and grab the gun." He goes, "I grab the money." He goes, "And when I turn around, what are you going to do?" I'm like, he goes, "You're going to fucking run." So he goes, "Now, what's in your back pocket?" And I'm like, "My wallet." He goes, "With what?" And I'm like, "My papers." He goes, "Papers take fucking weeks to get back. Money you could find on the floor." He goes, "Pick up your fucking money and don't ever do that again." I just walking by to this day. I'm not making this
Wow.
up. To this day, there's my money
Damn.
and there's my wallet. No fucking dollars ever go in my wallet. To this day, like, that's it. He
Taught
told
you a
me
lesson.
that. He taught me that, and I was like, "That's it."
I feel like I'm in a Bronx Tale.
Take that, Sesame Street.
Yeah. Everyone
Where
else
were
is-
you on that one, Snuffleupagus?
Big Bird doesn't know shit. I guarantee
Damn.
you, he got his money in his wallet.
Woo, baby. Want to take a quick second, talk about the good time that Uncle Hank and the old Kipperino are having over there on the Stereo app. Usually every Thursday nights at 9 o'clock, we're taking your questions live on the air.
Yeah, guys, it's an awesome app. You can use the link in the description to sign up. You join. We get to wet our beaks a little bit. It's a nice live Q&A, little after party, little extension of the show. Good way for us to interact with you guys. You record your question live. We play it live. We answer it live. It sounds great. We get a couple hundred people in there. It's a good old time.
We get trolled by some teenagers, which is fun.
A couple of teens hop in. We mute them real quick. Boom, pow, stick
Tell
and
you,
move.
those kids with the iPhones. God love them.
Guys, so go to stereo.com/Kevin Ryan or /H Foley. The link is in the description. Sign up today. We'll see you then. Now back to the show.
That's Newark in like a nutshell. You know what I mean? That's like the
Holland,
best way.
Pennsylvania.
What happened
was
to him?
Nothing like that.
How did he make out? Is he okay?
No, he didn't. So we found out.
Dickie had a bad run. That's like The Departed. Dickie had a bad month. I found a gun in the trunk.
They were all Imperiali's guys. Imperiali was like the dude who ran all of Newark, and that all started to
got broke
crumble.
up.
That
Fell
all started.
apart.
They found an ambulance full with guns. There was like a turret attached to the front of it.
Damn.
Underneath the hub. Yeah, those
Going to
guys
the mattresses.
were. I think they started going crazy where they thought like people were listening in on them and
They
shit.
probably were.
But not just the government. Like they were afraid of everybody. That was like a massive house over by the park, and those dudes like they went from like parties and you could ride your bike by and they'd be like, "Yeah, you want some whatever."
Got a little dicey.
No one was out there. Guys with like hands by their hips. It got real weird. And then all of a sudden, they all went away.
They were gone.
And then the main restaurant in Newark moved to the mayor who ended up getting arrested for being wildly corrupt. He took over the restaurant. So like I think it was like a huge power play. Those guys were getting old anyway, but huge power play. And everyone just disappeared. Like I remember I know the kid whose dad owns Caribe, which is like the big bodega there. And I said, "Yo, whatever happened to the guys who used to come by and collect?" He's like, "One day they just stopped."
Damn.
And I thought like power vacuum, it's like they lost the neighborhood by that point.
Yeah.
Was that the same mayor that got caught up in the ab scam thing?
Yeah.
In the
Sharp James.
Yeah.
Yeah. Rode his last day in office, he rode a bike through City Hall wearing a Malcolm Shabazz hoodie. Not a hoodie, a wife beater and a hat. That's the school there. Fucking God, what a legend.
That's pretty dope. Riding a Huffy through City Hall.
Man.
And he said, I won't say the whole thing, but one of the reporters was like, "Hey, what do you have to say about the people who said you gave?" Because he gave land to his gumads, like to his girlfriends. And he goes, he said, "I say, fuck you." And he said the N-word. That was one of the last things he yelled through City Hall.
In office.
Yeah. He was technically still the mayor. It was just the fucking best.
Fantastic.
Oh, that's
And then Cory Booker came in and we're like, "Oh, this guy's too clean."
He was. Booker's a nerd.
He's
I
such
like
a
him.
fucking nerd.
He's such a nice
this guy don't know about the paper and the wallet thing. I'll tell you that right now.
I bet you if you ask him for it, he'll give you his money. He won't even know, he'll just give you his money.
They'd be like, "Listen, I have Venmo."
Take the tree.
Holy shit. All right. So what was high school like?
High school was rough because, all right, so I get expelled from elementary
You
school.
did. You got expelled from
I got expelled
elementary
twice.
school.
I got expelled twice. Once in elementary school, once in high school. So
What the fuck?
So the stolen car thing was how I got expelled in elementary school.
Principal's car.
You're not, apparently in Newark, you're not allowed to get arrested. Big shock. You know what the cool thing was? The guy who arrested me was partners with one of the guys next door. So he brought me home. He didn't bring me to the police department.
Ooh.
But my name still made the report. So when I got back to school, all the kids who really did steal the fucking car and me were all called to the principal's
Yeah.
office. Next thing you know, I'm going to school in Nutley, which is the mob town. That's where the writer for The Sopranos comes from.
Okay.
Martha Stewart's from there. Beautiful town. I end up hooking up with this girl. Beautiful redhead. I'm married to a redhead now. Probably what started it. Right? Beautiful redhead. We go to her house. There's this fucking massive photo. I mean, the size of your wall. This huge, like, beautiful frame. Like, the kind of shit you see in a mall and you're like, no one buys that.
Sure,
In the frame
yeah,
store.
yeah.
And it was the dad with his legs crossed, all wearing all rings in a suit, and his daughter and his wife next to him behind a big chair. And the guy you could tell is like 4'8". And I said, "What the fuck is that?" And she goes, "That's my dad." And I'm looking at it, I'm like, I got to get out of here. I was like,
that's
nah,
a bad look.
I'm like, all the furniture's like really ornate. I can hear meatballs being cooked. And I'm like, it's like all my senses are telling me, run the fuck
You
out
throw
of
your
here.
money down the hallway and take off.
Dude,
The dad's cleaning a shotgun with no serial numbers.
Dude, I got super fucking nervous because she like we would like hang out, right? And I got super nervous. I was like, "Yeah, I don't think we should hang out anymore." And she was like, "Oh, dude, it's probably because you think my dad's in the mob. That's bullshit. That's not real, blah, blah, blah." Like 2 years after high school, we're in college. And I said, like, "Whatever happened to?" And they're like, "Oh, she owns like 3 tanning salons in New Jersey." And I'm like, "I knew it. I'm like, I knew it."
Yeah.
She's managing a rock club down the shore.
What the fuck? Yeah, waste management. Could you believe it?
We found a bag of pinkies in her house.
Yeah. Imagine they're just honest. They're like, "Yo, she presses a couple local unions every year. She's great."
That's like our buddy Chris Scopo. His dad's in. He's like the biggest mook from Queens, and I'm like, "Oh, what do you do? What's your dad do?" He's like, "Sanitation." I'm like, "Could we get any more fucking storybook mob here?"
Did you ever see what was that? The Most Dangerous Year in New York or whatever?
The most dangerous year.
Yeah, there's a
Oscar
guy.
Isaac.
There's a guy in there.
The oil.
There's a
fights.
guy, their character in there named Ralph Scopo, which is Scopo's dad.
Scopo's uncle. No, it's
Yeah, but he
Scopo's
goes,
uncle.
"Oh, it's like an uncle. We don't really know." And
Yeah,
I'm like, "Yeah, you
he
don't
got
fucking
shot.
know."
It's like he got fucking ran up on in Staten Island, and the dudes that hit him, hit him like I'm fucking Johnny Mob over here.
What part of PA you from again?
Holland, Pennsylvania.
Hey, Donnie Baldo. Take it easy, will you?
You know, I met that guy's kid, Donnie Brasco's kid. He's a film director.
Okay.
Well, isn't Donnie Brasco like he like after like
Alexis is all over the place. I think you're in the mob.
You said Donnie Baldo.
Forrest Gump of Newark over
No,
here.
the guy's real name is Pistone. I knew his,
Joe
Joe
Pistone.
Pistone. Yeah,
I
yeah.
met his kid. His kid's a director. And the reason he said I made a movie and it was called like Federal Cash Flow. And I didn't hear him. I'm like, you made a movie called Fidel Castro. And I was like, mad? And he was like, no.
Yeah.
It's called Federal Cash Flow. It's about like bullshit loans or whatever. It's dope.
It's awesome.
Well, we need some
I
bullshit
like
loan.
it.
Shout out to
Man.
Biden.
Yeah.
That Stimmy's got a hit.
Moneybag Joe.
You
Let's
folks
get
had
it.
you guys had your toe and everything over there in Newark. Jesus
Buddy, you know what's
Christ.
funny? Like, you live different. Like, I meet people in New York now who aren't from this area, and they don't know how to tip right. You know what I
That's
mean? Like,
big here. Yeah,
Those are
tipping,
the things you
are-
learn on the streets.
Those are just things you learn. It's
Not the streets. I
yeah,
should
but like
say.
more blue collar people, middle America tips better.
and
than-
know how to take
not
care of
middle
people.
America. I think it's East Coast
No,
shit.
it's
It's not-
100% not middle
Not.
America.
I meant like middle class. Like
Middle class, yeah.
I've been
like-
stiff by some lady from Wisconsin a million times, and I'm waiting tables.
I'm trying to
I'll
say-
leave him 8%. 8%. You broke my fucking balls for an hour and a half.
I'm trying to say normal working people from on the
From here.
It's like,
Yeah,
it's a
it's
coast.
it's
I
an
don't know,
Eastern
yeah,
Seaboard
yeah,
thing.
of like because it's a very mob thing. It's like cash. You got to hit them with fuck. Like I remember being like fucking 7 and being like my dad just like fucking breaking dudes off with 20s.
You got to do
And
it.
it's just like I go, oh, that's what my dad go. Yeah, he would call it grease 'em.
Yeah.
We went to Vegas. This is how trash we are. My dad got remarried in Vegas at the Bellagio.
Yeah.
and I remember just everybody getting dubs, and then I'm like,
Buddy, I just picture everyone wearing jeans and matching linen shirts.
no, we did all right. I had a suit, but I did wear a sweater. It was just a sweater and a jacket. I looked like Tony Soprano. I had a gold chain. But he would call it grease. You got to grease them, and that's what I learned. I'm like, oh yeah, you got to fucking. Everybody's got to wet their beak a little
Sure.
bit.
Yeah,
and then all
dude.
my jobs were tipping jobs growing up. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? So it's
Yeah,
like,
dude. A new guy today. I went to the butcher shop to get bread and meat, and the fucking brand new guy. And I was like, oh no, I'll wait for Vincente. And he was like, oh, Vincente's off today. He's like, I can help you. What do you need? And the guy was cool. He was like busting my chops a little bit. We joked around the cat. We joked about the cat. And like midway through, I was like, yeah, he's gonna get a tip. And I gave him 20. And he on top of the thing after the credit card, he was like, oh no, you gave me the credit card. I go, no, it's for you. And he goes, cool. And he said it like, oh, and I'm like, next time I go in there, I'm not gonna have to wait for everybody,
Yeah,
or even
yeah.
if I do, he'll be like, "I got you," or
yeah,
he'll give me
check
the good
me.
pieces
You got to
of
check
meat.
me. Yeah.
Like you pay for the better service, and
Course.
all these old fuddy duddies with money, they don't know how to fucking do that.
And those are the traits that you have that I like. When I say, you know, you might have come from a rough part, but you know how to, like, how many guys do you know goes to the butcher shop?
Yeah, well, he's well.
You-
all right, so
honestly,
hold on.
You
when
have,
it comes
you
to
have
food,
specific thing.
he's
yeah.
He's a big food guy.
Big food.
Yeah.
Big Italian, everything. But it started off like you have a lot
Pizza
of
was
rules.
what gave me my name.
Yeah.
What got me my name in food.
And-
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like you're very. He likes the butcher shop. He's not
Meticulous,
going to get
yes.
fucking. He's not going to the fucking shop right to get Dietz
Yeah.
and Watson.
Like
He knows how to handle
Guys
himself
get-
at a deli.
when
Guys
I
get
get
fresh
wings,
cuts.
I go, are these air chilled? Because if not, I don't want them.
What does that even mean?
Because if you freeze them in water, the skin will never get crispy because it absorbs too much water. So you got to get air chilled wings in order to get the
That
skin
kind
to
of
be
shit.
crispy.
Yeah, that kind of. He told me that about the pizza at
don't even know.
Fiero's. Or what's it called? next?
Fiore's.
Fiore's, yeah,
That
yeah.
The reason that
The
it's
bacon or the pepperoni.
when the sauce is exposed to the heat, it melts down and reduces and gets more flavorful.
Yeah,
that kind of shit.
It concentrates the flavor. That's the purpose of Staten Island style pizza. Is the sauce is exposed, so the cheese doesn't completely cover the sauce. If the cheese completely covered the sauce, the moisture would actually settle into the crust.
He
which
knows
is why
what
you
he's
get thicker
talking
I
about.
know,
crust
yeah,
pizza.
yeah, yeah.
He was yelling at me for eating Elios at the time. I think when we had this
All
conversation.
right, so let's get into it.
You
If
were
you-
like screaming at
If
me.
you had to do a frozen pizza, what are you doing?
I'll go.
Gun to your head.
It's gonna sound shitty. I'll give you the bullshit answer, and then I'll give you like the what you want to hear. The real answer is I'd probably go for like Table 87, which is in all Whole Foods. It's made in New York, and then they vacuum seal it.
Class. That's a
Classy.
fucking class act. Class
Table
act.
87.
If you want to hear like you're at a bodega, what's
Yeah.
available.
You got a 7 or yeah.
A
you're some-
bodega. I
Yeah.
wouldn't get frozen pizza at a bodega.
You're at the super. You're
I'm
not
trying to say
at a
they don't
Whole
have
Foods.
options. They don't
Yeah.
have options.
Right.
If
Let's
I'm
say
at
you're
a
at a grocery
ShopRite,
store.
I'm at a ShopRite.
There you go.
Yeah.
You're at a ShopRite.
I'm at a ShopRite. I'll go not the French bread, but I'll
What?
The
not
Stouffer's French bread is
Come
lights out the
on.
right answer.
I got to be honest with you. It's great, but it's not to me. It's just not enough pizza. Like I still want it to be somewhat pizza.
I see what you mean.
It's
To
not
me,
pizza
it's
to you 'cause
fancy.
it's on a roll.
To me, it's
It's
like
basically sauce and cheese on a roll. That's a French bread pizza.
yeah. There's not even a lot of sauce on there.
I'll give you this much. You know what? I will go Stouffer's French bread, and I'll throw it in a toaster oven because
That's how you do it.
Latchkey
Yeah.
kid.
Microwave, we're not
Yeah.
assholes.
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You see someone start their oven, and you're like, "What are you doing?"
I have to
Toaster.
do
We
it now.
start the oven. I don't have a toaster oven.
You got to get a toaster.
I
But
grew
I'm
up.
not
Were you a
microwaving it.
toaster oven kid growing up or a
Yeah.
toaster?
I was a toaster oven.
Did you have a toaster growing up, or was it toaster
No,
oven?
we never ate sliced bread like that.
Yeah,
Only
yeah.
for sandwiches, so we never toasted them.
Yeah.
No, like I would go to my friend's house in the morning, and they'd be eating like 2 pieces of regular toast
Yeah.
with like butter.
A pat of butter on
And
it.
I'm
yeah.
like, what do you do? Wow. I remember the first time a friend of mine, we had pieces of steak and tater tots at his house. And the mom brings out milk. And I was like, you guys actually do this?
milk with dinners. Yeah.
I was freaking out. I'm like, yo, white people are crazy. I'm like, you must take the dumbest shits ever, dude. Milk with meat and tater tots.
eating every part of the cow.
I have another question I want to get to, but first, do the pizza. What are you getting?
Which
like
one?
if you're at a shop, right? Mine
Yeah.
is so you're not going
DiGiorno,
French bread.
Red
No, I'll
Bear.
probably go like a Elio's if it's like garbage.
You
Oh,
will.
man.
Okay, good. All right.
Elio's is where it's at. I don't
Would
know
you-
if that's a national
You're
chain.
saying that now, but you really wouldn't do that.
I just wouldn't eat pizza.
Yeah, you
but
wouldn't
he's a gun in my head. What am I
yeah,
going to not listen to the guy with
From
the
you're,
gun?
you're at a supermarket. It's only the frozen pizzas.
Yeah, that's the first part of the story. I see some nickel. I start listening.
This guy's a fucking maniac. You put a gun in my head. He doesn't want money. He wants me to eat a frozen pizza.
Buddy, we're getting some Elio's. Let's
I'm
do
not
it.
even putting it on a toaster. I'm eating it cold. I'll eat the cardboard. I don't give a
Wait,
fuck.
I got a very important question.
Go ahead.
It's been a spot. Of
This
contention
was
on the
this was the
podcast.
next question I was bringing up.
Hit
yeah.
him with it.
If you're going to not like a deli, right? You're going to like a Brooklyn Bagel, or like you're going to a place that makes the bagel.
I know the
Too
answer
specific.
to this.
No, it's not.
You
This
don't
is,
toast it.
you don't toast the bagel.
Dude, that's what that's why. This is why I love
That
him.
was leading the
You
witness.
no,
That was
No, he
leading the
wasn't.
He
witness.
didn't even ask the fucking question.
He wasn't. I knew the question because of
He
how
knows.
he was like a real place.
Yeah,
means-
exactly.
Real
That's what
plate.
I'm saying.
No, that's important because you toast the bagel everywhere else
If
except
you
the
go-
place that
if-
makes it
if
themselves.
If the bagel's coming out of a plastic bag, you fucking toast that.
Yes.
If
it's at
not,
a bodega, like in the storage bin, and you know they don't bake it themselves, you got to get it toasted. Here's the truth about toasting a bagel: it caramelizes the natural sugars in the bagel.
hit him with it.
So-
drop some fucking knowledge on T-Bone.
Toasting a bagel will lift a bad bagel, but will drop a good bagel
Yes.
to mediocre.
Dude, all right, so first
That just happened.
This dude
Yeah.
grew up in a neighborhood that was a UN cafeteria and it fucking shows.
dude,
UN cafeteria is such a wonderful way to talk about North Newark, yo.
it's the way
Like
because
Kofi
dude, if you
Annan's
have
walking around.
Someone in full headdress just sitting over a fire pit. I'm like, that's my neighbor Steve, dude.
I
you-
refer to him on this stuff, and he's right.
It's right.
That's
because,
it.
Because if you have a piece of bread that's not that fresh, you toast it.
You toast
You
it.
toast it. Like you go to other parts of the world, they call it like toast bread. They're like, yeah, we don't eat white, but you toast white bread.
Sure.
Yeah.
Like
Even if
only Americans eat like proper white bread. Like
Oh,
that.
dude, the kind of shit
everywhere
that gets,
else they toast it.
that Wonder Bread type shit that gets stuck to the roof of your mouth as you
Yeah.
eating a sandwich, you got to toast it. I love
Yeah.
Nice PB and J.
Sticks in your teeth for like 3 weeks.
Dude, if my
like
sandwich is
spot
like
welded in there.
flexible in the bag, I get nervous.
You don't
I'm
like
what
it?
are we doing? It's got to stiff. I need structure.
I mean, you're a chips on the sandwich guy too. We talked about it. Yeah. I tweeted the one day. Well, we got to normalize the bodega putting chips on your sandwich. He goes, they do it. You bring up the bag of chips and say, put these on. He goes, yeah, for sure. It blew
Holy
my
shit,
mind.
I never thought about
Blew
that.
my yo. Throw some Doritos on there, Hector. Let's go.
100%.
man.
How about this? I'm talking to a guy now about starting like a YouTube food channel just because I have like all these rules of how you're supposed to eat and not. And one of them, he didn't know this, that you could go to a bodega and be like, you go get like whatever you want. So I went with him and I was like, check this out. I went and got Takis. And I gave it to the guy. I was like, yo, can I get a breakfast burrito with Takis? The guy's like, okay. He opens it up, spills it in the burrito, makes the burrito, puts it in, boom, 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 wraps it up, gives it to me, gives me the little bag with a little bit of the Takis left. Done.
They're the circle ones with the
Yeah,
they're like
all the spices
They're
on
like
it.
rolled up Doritos.
Basically,
They have
yeah.
a lime hint to them, don't they?
Yeah, they're Mexican. It's like tahine, the spice, the shit
they're
that comes out.
pretty
Like,
fucking good.
they're
man.
great.
Those
Do
things
that
are
with
killer.
eggs
Fantastic.
and
This
the
guy will blow
melted
your
cheese
fucking
wraps
head
around it, dude. It fucking.
He
great.
does it right.
He
man.
does. Dude, I still think about it, and I don't know the place. You'll probably be able to pinpoint it. You posted a picture of a chicken parm about 7 years ago on Instagram.
Milano's Market on the Upper West Side.
I said, where the fuck is that? You go Upper West Side. I think about this fucking
Oh
sandbox.
yeah, there was a run for a while leading up to the pandemic where because you did the pizza tour and all that stuff,
Yeah.
and you had inns with all these amazing pizza places that did Italian specialties as well,
Yeah.
which I always say is the most underrated food in New York City.
It is
a good
yeah.
pizza place. Definitely, they make a fucking great penne alla vodka or fucking chicken francese most of
Yeah.
the time. And you were somewhere, and it was like a 9-course meal of like Rollantine and this and that.
That's
I'm like,
Ellen
where
B.
the
Spumoni
fuck-
Gardens
Yeah.
chef menu. Get the chef's
Crazy.
tasting menu. It's wild. You got to be like there. You're there for a day and you're sleeping for 24 hours after it. They feed you like an Italian grandma would. Like, stop being an idiot. Eat all of it.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild. And it doesn't stop. It just keeps coming.
I fucking
It took
love
me. It took us 3 hours. We sat there for 3 hours eating. Not like downtime. Like more. As soon as you thought you were done with like a bowl, they brought a different meal out. It was crazy.
I always have a problem being around you because whenever we'd run into each other at a club, this is the conversation.
This is. We don't even need the cameras running.
and
This is what they've been doing for.
and then by 15 minutes later, I'm fucking starving.
The
Yeah.
people who live above New York Comedy Club on 4th Street are like these two again.
Yeah.
You and I,
Dude, I had a stromboli the other day to die for.
the chicken rollantinis.
But he does do it good. He's never missed.
He does not miss. I gotta give him
You've
that.
never given me a bad recommendation. And to be honest with you, our friend Mike Feeney, who lives in the same neighborhood as me, he's a foodie too. He's never given me a bad recommendation.
He's got
ever.
him and I have back in the day when he was still doing like the beer distributor shit. He would basically drive around. It was like he would get paid to eat lunch. Like you'd be like, oh, I'm talking to him about beer, and he would go to
Yeah.
like great restaurants and shit. He would always hit me up and like, yo, I just ate this. You got to try it. Like him and I would trade spots all the
Yeah.
time, food spots.
All right. Well, while we're here,
It's
while we
good
got
stuff.
while we're on the fucking subject, best slice Manhattan.
Ooh,
One slice.
because you said Manhattan.
This is gonna be 3 hours.
Nah.
Are they using coal or what are they doing?
I started this conversation with somebody on stage that runs a light, and I still had to run in there to fucking get
one name.
If you had to say Manhattan, I think the best slice of pizza is actually in Brooklyn. But if you had to say Manhattan, Scars.
Scars.
Scars on Orchard between Hester and Canal.
Yeah.
And I used to be friends with Scars. We don't get along anymore. It's still an incredible slice. There's no reason you should go anywhere else. Just prepare yourself. It's
How
like
do you
$5
have
a slice.
beef? Who has beef with a pizza place?
We used to be
What
good
the-
friends.
Guy's name is Scar. I don't think he's making friends.
It was over some dumb shit, and it's one of those things where like we both agree like it's
Nobody- that's
not
the
that
thing.
serious, and it's never gonna be solved. Let's
Guy
just walk
takes his
away.
pizza seriously.
Nobody else would have that.
Can I tell you something? You want to know what the beef was? His ingredients.
Yeah, he's like a pizza nerd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was saying something about an ingredient. I disagreed. It became a whole fucking thing. And I was like, yo, you're starting to cut corners. I don't like it. And became a whole thing. And true to his
I
word.
love you, Scar.
Yeah. True to his word. He went back. He's using great ingredients. Wonderful pizza. You probably won't see me hanging out there, but go eat his pizza. It's
How come you don't
incredible.
talk to Alexis anymore? He insulted my mozzarella.
Yeah. Did you ever see Pope of Greenwich Village?
Yeah.
Of course.
My favorite movie when
Yeah.
they're sitting there talking about the horses and he
The
was
cheese
like,
maker.
I know cheese. You actually don't. We had a mozzarella stuff. What did he say? Like I forget his family's name. Whatever the
Got a hunk of
Vitellis.
mozzarella.
He goes. The Vitellis have never sold a Duff pizza mozzarella in their lives. It's such a great line.
I love that fucking line
He
so
gets his
much.
thumb
cut off the next scene.
Yeah. It's such a great build-up. That script, I could talk about that script forever.
Love that movie.
They would always give you some like bullshit town, like local shit, and then something bad happens, right? Like life-changing happens after some like innocuous conversation.
See, that's very you. Because remember in the one scene where they're eating lunch outside, they go to like 4 different places.
I remake that sandwich every year.
and they go and they get the cheese from here. They get
They go to
prosciutto from
Vesuvio's
there,
for bread. They go to Joe's Dairy to get the cheese. They go
Yeah.
to Pino's Meat to get the meat.
and they
then
make it.
sit
They
down
make
in
it
the
on
park.
on the chess table.
And he said they should give you a permit to take a shit in the street
Yeah,
like the
exactly.
horses.
Man, you got to step your fucking fat guy guy gave up. This guy is putting you to fucking shame. You ate McDonald's 3 times this week. He's fucking going to 4 different stores to make a Sammy.
I'm real lowbrow.
I'm greasing a butcher, and you're hanging out in the drive-thru.
You're walking through the drive-thru.
Extra pickles, please.
Put a couple toys in that Happy Meal.
It does not look super shy.
I'm real good with that stuff, but I'm on a very garbage level. Like you wouldn't do. We're 2 very different eaters.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We come at it from different angles.
I have a quick question.
Yeah.
How have you been handling COVID? Because the delivery, it's just not the same.
It's killing me. My wife is also a very good cook. We've been doing
Yeah,
some
she
shit.
throws down.
Yeah, no,
I've seen on Insta.
She's pretty fucking great.
Yeah.
She's also one of those people that has that little bit of fucking Jersey knuckle-dragging Italian in her. That her family's all like Hoboken, Jersey City shit. Where if I'm like, yo, this meal is amazing, she's like, yeah,
Oh, is it?
I could fucking make that.
Yeah.
And now I get like 3 versions of it the next week because she's like trying it out. Like she made a tiramisu.
She does a fresh pasta. It's like she does her own pasta.
She makes her own pasta, everything. So when I was a kid, I worked at a restaurant. And,
This is real Guinea shit we're talking
yeah.
about.
It's like, oh, how do I deal with it? In-house.
yeah. We handle it behind closed doors.
I go down to the cheese cellar.
I also live above a restaurant. Right when COVID started, he's like, "You want all these clams? I don't know what to do with clams. I just made a bunch of clams. It was fucking amazing. I love this." He delivered. He just gave us a
COVID
big
clams.
Half off. Act now.
As it gets further away from the date, you just do them different.
Yeah.
By the end, you're just frying them.
It was fucking great. But my wife. So when I grew up, I worked at a restaurant, and my buddy's dad owned it. It was like a way to get us off the street. And I said to my wife, like 10 years ago, he made the best tiramisu I ever had. It was like a trifle. Like you had to scoop it into a cup. It wasn't like you cut it like a piece of cake.
Yeah.
And I would talk about this tiramisu like it changed my life. And out of nowhere, my wife the other day goes, I'm gonna make dessert. Don't eat anything sweet. I was like, all right. She brought over a piece of tiramisu. I tried it. It was incredible. And she goes, better than Virgil's dad? She just said it like that. She remembered 10 years later. Wildest part, the next day I get a phone call, Virgil's dad died.
Oh.
Yeah,
He'd
just
be
happened
turning over in his grave right now.
I was like,
He heard you were stepping out on him.
yeah, you know how I answered because it wasn't better. I was like, it's different, it's different.
Yeah,
It's just a different tiramisu, but it was so fucking good. I'm like, this is my life. I get to fucking joke around about soccer, talk about fucking pizza, and at some point my wife was like, this tiramisu better? Because if not, I'll make another one.
Yeah, if not, we'll run it back.
Yeah, you think I won't remix this shit?
That's funny.
Yo, I met this guy 40 minutes ago. He's my new favorite guy.
T-Bone. Buddy, we're going to Newark.
Get your head dressed.
Take your money out of your wallet, put it in your pocket. Taking it right on the investment.
Put your keys in your asshole.
All right, we got to get
into some regular questions.
However, before we do that, I just want to finish up the tale that kind of get us up to date. Did you go to college or anything like that?
Yeah. I got accepted into NYU for filmmaking. And my mom was like, I got accepted to Tisch for filmmaking, or is it Tisch? Whatever. There.
Yeah, Tisch.
And then I got accepted to Stern for under the general studies program.
What'd you get on your SATs?
That's pretty good,
I
man.
think like $12.50.
Damn.
That's not bad. Did you end up going to NYU?
No, they wouldn't give you any money. And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? I got accepted here twice. I can't get, double it up. My mom was like, you're going to go to school to make movies? I was like, well, yeah, I want to be a film director. I had a class in high school, in like a shitty little high school, but they gave us like a filmmaking class because the guy used to work in Hollywood. And he was like, yo, you're really good. You should do this. And I loved it. I love making this movie. I just like, all right, I'm going to go to school filmmaking. And my mom's like, look, she sat me down. She's like, do whatever you want. Look, you stop fucking up. Your life is straight now. You know what you're doing. Don't do something that's going to make you still live in Newark. You want to get the fuck out of here? Mm-hmm. She's like, go work in business and then be the movie producer, not the director that can't find
That's
an
chess,
apartment.
not checkers, baby.
Yeah, and I'm like, all right.
And that accent, that was probably a great speech too.
And I wanted to be a comedian. Like when I was a kid and someone said like, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'd always say comedian. Like one point I said com, and my mother covered my mouth and she goes, computer science. Like she knew.
Yeah.
Like this kid's gonna fucking yeah. And that's a true story. I don't tell that on
Computer
stage.
science.
That's like a true story. Like I knew I was gonna disappoint her, but she was like, look, go to school for business. And the only school that had business and was willing to give me money was St. Peter's in Jersey City.
Oh,
Okay.
I thought it was in Russia.
No. So fucking the Killer Cox, running Cox. Let's go.
Where's that?
In Jersey City. They're Division I basketball, but they suck every year. They're always
St.
good at the
Peter's.
NIT. Yeah.
Did you go and stay there?
No, I lived in Newark.
Okay.
But my wife also got accepted to NYU, couldn't afford it, went to St. Peter's, and that's where we met.
Ah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Just picture you guys eating a long piece of spaghetti.
And at the end, we're like, that wasn't cooked right. You know?
You both have notes on it.
Did you think that was al dente?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Do you guys know the restaurant
They
Lilia?
use canned tomatoes for sure.
We can't come here. You know the restaurant Lilia? It's like a famous restaurant in Brooklyn. They make their own pasta. It's like really super high end. Like actors and shit will hang out there. The lady breaks up with the partner and she opens up a place called Missy, right? So I go to Missy with another chef friend, and they're like bringing everything out. It was like one of those meals like where you don't pay a dime. Like,
Love
you know,
those. I've only had a
bottles of
couple,
wine.
but they're
Dude,
fantastic.
they're the greatest time. Go eat with chefs, everyone. Befriend a fucking chef. So they're bringing out all these plates and wine and the whole nine. And at the end of the night, we get up. Missy comes over, and everyone's like, you know, because she's here. And they're like, that was, you know, thank you so much. Everyone's like, thank you, thank you, thank you. And she's like, oh, what'd you guys think? And they're all breaking down the meals like the same way I would. And she comes to me. She's like, what'd you think? And I was like, do you use Laval tomato? And she's like, yeah. And I go, you're better than that. That's all I said.
What a cunt. I like it.
Dude,
Though.
the lady looked at me.
Little
and
pedestrian.
she goes, the lady said, Missy said to the other guy, she's like, is he with you? And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And they're like, you know, one of them is the guy who invented Mike's Hot Honey. He's like, this is my client. You got to fucking. And I was like, come on, you're better than. I mean, you charging us that much money, like you're better than that for Laval. And I was like, I could get you better tomatoes if you need.
I know a guy.
That's what I mean.
And she was like, not having it. So that was like 2-3 years ago. This
Don't talk to them now either.
It's like Tony asking Arthur who does his dry cleaning. Who does your dry cleaning?
Yo, this guy doesn't use Yelp because he says it to your face.
Yeah. I love the meal. Like, I didn't pay a
He
dime.
likes the
It was
hand-to-hand
amazing.
combat version. He likes to feel the knife go in.
I'm more Krav Maga, you know?
I would like to give you 1 star. 1 star.
Dude, I saw her this weekend, and a buddy of mine knows her really well, and I'm walking with him, and like, oh, are you selling your home? Like, they're having, like, rich people conversations. And she was like, hi, I'm Missy. I was like, hey, what's up? I'm Alexis. And through the mask, she's like, did you ever eat at Missy? And I was like, yeah. She goes, I changed my tomatoes.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, because that could have gone real bad. That was this weekend.
And
I'm
you're
like,
a
man.
prick.
And you're an asshole.
Yeah. She goes, I want to come see you perform. I know she's going to heckle.
Oh,
she's
man.
gonna, yeah, she's going to fucking
She'll
yell
be
something.
waiting for you. Throwing tomatoes at you. All right, let's get into
tomatoes.
some Are You Garbage questions.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Okay.
I am so excited for this. I've been waiting for this.
I got a couple, two, 3 food ones that I just want to we can hit real quick.
Sure, we got to
right?
throw some curveballs.
Yeah.
We know the story.
Yeah. How do you feel about Hormel pre-sliced pepperoni?
You guys did your fucking research. If it's cup and char, I'm okay with it. But they use, I mean, most pepperoni makers use picnic, which is like little pieces of, it's like emulsified pig parts that like no one uses. But
Who are you?
But they use a cellulose on the edge, which is why the pepperoni
Yeah.
cups and chars it shrinks when it heats up. There's a place called Etzo. It's a farm out of Cleveland. It's a manufacturer out of Cleveland. They use
We're trash from the suburbs.
they use better Cleveland. I said
Hormel or
Cleveland.
Dinty Moore.
I was first of all, he's talking about pizza. I was just talking about eating them.
Yeah, we're talking about Hormel.
Oh, I didn't know you meant football snacks.
I'm talking about with a piece of cheddar.
Yeah, talking about roll-ups, baby. Talking keto. Because you like the fucking the pizza. You like real pepperoni.
Yeah,
that curls up.
That curls up. But now, all right. So there's a place called Bielsa on like not far from here actually. They charge $15 a pound for theirs. It's regulars pepperoni. It's like salami almost. Shit's so fucking. They make it in house. It's so fucking good.
Love a good piece of cured meat, Daddy.
Buddy, cured
Ain't nothing
meats.
better.
I love when my arteries harden. It just
Good
feels like
night.
home, you know?
Love it.
So what are your thoughts on the Hormel pepperoni?
It's fine. It's fine.
That's
Okay.
it?
If you charge me more than $2.75 for a slice with Hormel on it, we're having problems. And it's going to be out loud.
Okay, how do you save an avocado? So say you have a half of an avocado in the morning.
Uh-huh.
How do you store the second
Me?
half? Yeah, you. Like you're home alone.
Squeeze a lemon, put it in a Ziploc bag.
Is that happening, though?
Yes, 100%.
When,
pretty good.
when are you not using the whole avocado?
Because if I'm saving the other half for my wife.
Yeah.
Aw.
Or he's also not an animal.
Because then it browns, and even
Yeah.
though it's still good, you just
It
don't
just
wanna eat
doesn't
it.
look.
Yeah.
Dude, when you open them up and they're all black inside, and like my girlfriend tries to make me still eat it,
No.
My wife will do it.
It
and I'm
tastes like
get
metal.
I'm like, they're $1.
Yeah.
I'll buy 100 of them.
Yeah.
I got the Patreon.
Buddy, we'll load up the Kia.
I'm not. I work too hard to eat bad fucking avocados off the jump.
For some reason, avocados in New York, that's the one thing that really has a season. Like, there's a while where
There's like a 2-week period where you got to get
and
them.
then
Yeah.
you catch them in the winter, they look like limes. You're like, that is fucking
Yeah,
green.
They come out. But
You
gotta,
go to You go to check if they're good, and it's like,
Yeah,
you're like,
literally.
oh.
Yeah. Did you ever get to, because I live in the Heights, so there was like a shortage. It was when there was a drought in Mexico. I think it was maybe last summer or something. There was something in
and
Mexico.
the fucking cartels took over the avocado.
Yeah. And like, so there was a proper shortage. And I like, Kippy likes his Avi. You know what I mean? So I'm fucking looking for them. And you're going to like bodegas and like, you go to someplace and they got a couple. Did you ever, I think it's the Florida ones. It's the big green ones.
Yeah, the massive ones.
Haas avocados.
No,
Haas are the small ones.
Okay.
Yeah, no, these are like, they're like the size of a volleyball.
Full GMO joint.
Like, I'm like, what? I'm like, you have avocados? He's like, yeah, here. I'm like, no. I'm like, where are these
The
from?
Avengers are making avocados.
Yeah, they're like the Brontosaurus ribs or whatever. You know,
They're literally,
Flintstones.
they're like the size of your head. And I'm
If
like,
you ever
dude.
go to Puerto Rico, like my uncle brings them back, they're this big. They look like a weird bird skull. You know what I mean? They're like super long.
I never seen them.
Oh,
Yeah,
dude,
they're-
they're crazy.
They're odd looking. Okay, avocado. That's the classiest way to save an avo.
Yeah. Oh, you know what? Just eat the whole fucking thing. Yeah. Who are you kidding?
And when was the last time you had Yoo-hoo?
Oh, God, I loved you.
Because if it's been in the past couple of years, you're trash.
Oh, no, probably less than a year ago, actually.
100%.
Really?
Less than a month ago. What am I, a fucking jerk off? I'm American.
You
Buddy.
are.
I
Come
love
on.
a Yoo-hoo.
Yoo-hoo is
How-
great.
how would
I actually
you-
tried something called M&M milk. It's Yoo-hoo with peanut flavoring in it.
Where'd you
And
get that?
There's a
Like, you buy it, like, pre-made, like
this-
in the bodega?
This
like, in a-
bodega sells like weird shit from like Europe and stuff, like random shit they find. Like, how'd you get this?
They get it because it's all, like, defected or
Yeah,
something. It's past the
100%.
expiration date.
Dude,
yeah.
peanut flavoring is basically like moldy box you find in your grandmother's attic. It is disgusting.
Yeah.
It made me sick for like 2 days.
How would you rate, you're an East Coast guy. What would be give me your top 3 or 4 chocolate milks? One, what are you doing? Was that in the house when you were a kid?
No. Chocolate milk was school.
Chocolate milk was school.
So like remember like they would bring out the trays of milk
Yeah.
and everyone would get chocolate first and then you get
course.
stuck with fucking whole milk like some asshole.
Rosenberg's was our brand in the
That was like the
Philadelphia
local-
area.
We
Yeah,
had
it was-
Clinton.
Clinton.
Doesn't
Okay.
sound good.
No,
No.
Clinton also made an iced tea in the same place that distributed the milk, and we would take the top and crunch it, and we would use that to kick around with and
Sure,
stuff.
yeah.
You would whip kids with it, like the little
Yeah.
kids. It was fucking great. Stuff tasted like medicine.
Mm-hmm.
It was horrific, but everyone drank like 4 of them because nobody else wanted them. But the chocolate milk was Clinton. And then if you go to the store now, the chocolate milk I drink now is that Ronberry Farms or whatever with the little, comes in a glass
I know
bottle.
what you're talking about. Yeah,
I
that's
know.
classy shit.
Oh, dude, it's not
There was no
Ron-
Hershey's?
Nah, we never did Hershey's.
What
We-
about Nesquik? Were you a Nesquik guy?
Nesquik powder in the vanilla milk, and if you're good, you
wow.
get the powder chunks that stick together. You could chew.
Oh, yeah.
They kind of float.
Trash.
How
Dude.
about this?
Nesquik was
That's
fucking
real
bottom
trash.
of the barrel.
But
trash.
anything
You want to hear pure
powder.
trash? My mom wouldn't get Cocoa Pebbles, so we put chocolate milk in the regular Pebbles. The regular Pebbles in Cocoa, but not Cocoa Pebbles, whatever, Fruity Pebbles in a Nesquik chocolate milk.
Holy shit.
Yeah, trash.
Fruity Pebbles and chocolate milk?
Basura.
I'll have to. That's disgusting, but that's gross.
Email me the recipe, please.
Yeah, that's gross, but I'll have to investigate further.
Dude, you know what I did? The first time we got media passes to MLS Cup, it was in Toronto in February. It was like freezing. And they brought us all into the media hub. And we're not real media. We're not asking real questions. And they had like coffee, hot chocolate, and like those little boxes of cereal. And I was just so cold and so hungry. I took a box of cereal and I go to get the chocolate milk or like the whatever. And there was none. There was like hot cocoa. There was none. So I was like, what? They just had the powder. They're like, we're out of the water. So I was like, and I had already poured it over the cereal. So I just poured coffee into the thing and I made like a mocha coffee with cereal in it. And I'm eating it because I just needed something that was hot and food at the same
Maybe
time.
we're not that far apart.
And one of the other reporters is like, and he looks up and he's like, is there coffee in there? I go, yeah, and hot chocolate. And as I'm eating cereal, and I just realized this is why no one talked to us for the rest of that trip.
Yeah.
That's on the front. That's
You're in there eating condiments.
that's the lead story. He starts typing it out.
Dirtball from Newark arrives in Toronto.
I'm like sucking down ketchup packets in his mind.
It makes milk out of creamer.
If you're the biggest dork at the American soccer event, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Oops, I fucked up.
Did you have a car when you were in high school or anything like that? Did you ever have a whip?
Nah, but college I did. I had a 1992 Mitsubishi Diamante with the radio buttons on the steering wheel, and I thought it was a.
What's a Mitsubishi Diamante?
It's
He's
all the
fucking trash.
all the original fucking not Bruce Lee. Who's the guy that from like Rush Hour and all that. Jackie Chan.
Yeah.
All the like old school Japanese Jackie Chan movies, which we would like watch all the bootlegs.
Oh, that thing stunk.
Dude, those were like lawyers' cars in those movies in Japan. So I thought I was king shit.
Dude,
Mitsubishi. It sounds,
Unless
sounds
it's
like
a zero.
Japanese Italian guy.
Unless it's a zero, yeah. Those things.
Mitsubishi's Diamante.
That the Eclipse.
Owns a fusion restaurant.
There was those.
Buddy, look at the interior and look at the steering wheel. It had radio buttons on the steering wheel.
It's like a bad Galant.
It's
like
it's above the
predated-
Galant.
It's I don't know.
100%. It's that's their Avalon.
It
You know what I'm
is.
talking about?
No,
Their
it is.
Avalon.
It's not their Camry. The Galant is the Camry. This is their Avalon. This is like Uber drivers. If this car was still around, this is what the fancy ones would drive this.
This would be an Uber Black.
Dude, those things
All
are
right,
garbage.
okay.
Buddy, it's pure trash. The thing used to spit out oil that smelled like onions. It was
it's bad.
disgusting.
Did you ever put any aftermarket items
Any
on this car?
hubcaps, any 6x9s, any subwoofers,
Because my question
a head
is,
unit.
did you ever put the fake bullet holes on the car?
My stepdad had those.
Are you kidding me?
No.
I put those on my mom's minivan. My car got stolen. I ended up getting a WRX after this car, and it was a fast car. It was a nice one. I had money at that time, and it got stolen 3 times. Third time, bullet holes were coming out of the trunk. So I was like, I don't want this car back. Something bad happened in it. I don't want it back. So my mom gave me her old minivan. It was a 1992 Plymouth Voyager. The grill said Dodge, the radio said Chrysler, and the trunk said Plymouth. It was the fucking best.
And the lease said repoed.
Dude,
That's a real American car right there.
you could take the key out of the ignition while driving. I would
Oh my God.
I'd toss it to my friends in the back. At one point, my wife, who was my girlfriend at the time, gets in it, and she's like, what? This is disgusting. And my buddy was like, yo, switch with me, sit with my girl in the back. So my buddy's in the front seat, his girl's in the back with my wife, and they're having this conversation. They're like, this car is horrible. And at one point, they moved the carpet, and she's like, I could see the highway.
Yeah.
There was like a big rust hole in it.
That's fantastic.
I put bullet hole stickers all over that fucking thing. To answer your original question, the Diamante may or may not have kicker subwoofs in the trunk.
Yeah. Dude, getting subs in the trunk in high school was big.
This was college, but hearing the trunk
Dude,
rattle.
my buddy had he had a Cougar, like a 2002 Cougar.
Buddy.
Like the real shitty ones that had like a weird hatchback.
It was like
to
European looking.
Yeah, they tried to make it like
Yeah.
fancy. It was a
It was-
real piece of shit.
It was the Ford Puma in Europe.
But he put a fucking he
Those
put
European
like
cars. You ever see a Russian car? You're like,
Oh,
what the
yeah.
fuck is
Yeah, I'm
this?
Cuban.
the whole
dude.
front opens up. Yeah.
The wheels on the roof. You're like, what's going on?
Yeah, this looks like 2 Volvo fronts welded together the whole car.
Yeah, they're real. They got real geometric with those things.
Like, no one designed the back. This thing's got 2 hoods. This guy's got 2
two
hoods.
It's got 4 steering wheels.
We made the two fronts.
Yeah, how many radiators does the thing have?
Where's the gas go?
We didn't design.
But my buddy had a fucking like a $4,000 system in a fucking $2,000 car, and the subs, they were like the JBLs. Like he dropped every dime he had into it, and every accessory. Dude, every mirror shook off, the visor shook off. Dude, you just be in there like, brr, brr. It's a good song.
You have to listen to everything on 9.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
like, dude, stop it.
Yeah.
Trash.
Dude, I told you I'm basura, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
go.
tough. Have you ever had your picture taken on an extra large piece of furniture, such as a couch or a chair?
Yes.
Oh man,
Yes,
that's
dude.
a tough look.
For my 15th birthday, my mom thought it would be a good idea to get the photo that guy had in his house, basically. It's me on like a big, stupid fucking Latin chair, the kind that we had to take the plastic off of for the photo because we used to put plastic on our furniture. Because we had 2 living rooms. We had the nice one that no one sat in.
We call it the living room and the family room. Family
Yes.
room was the knockaround room. Living
Bullshit.
room, you
Yeah.
get caught in the living room. It's, yeah.
My whole
problem.
family stood there when I first started dating my wife and watched her sit down, and they're like, huh? Nice,
Not
right?
too bad. Huh?
And she's like, are you going to join me? And we're like, we're not allowed.
You're all just standing outside the room.
We only, unless we're opening Christmas gifts. That's the only time we're allowed to sit in that room.
That's fantastic.
Yeah. Dude, of course. And
You
I
know,
had the
your
photo.
parents are always trying to flex on somebody when you're sitting in there. I mean, I might, like, people would come over, my mom would be like, sitting in there reading a book. I'm like, what the fuck you staying here for?
Yeah,
I'm fucking sitting here.
She's reading the paper upside down.
Let me ask a second part to Kippy's question. Has that photo or a family photo ever made it onto a T-shirt that you all had?
No. All right. So we didn't do we had a small family because of the people that were here. So we never did like the cookouts or
Okay.
like Family reunion? No.
I was always
but I
that's
did
trash, but I was always so jealous.
I did want that photo to be used if I was ever like murdered or something, as like the RIP shirt, like the airbrush shirt. We all had.
That's a kid from Newark planting his fucking airbrush T-shirt.
We all had it.
Dies.
We all had it. Dude.
If I catch a stray,
yeah.
this is what I want on the decal for the back window.
God forbid I catch a stray. Everyone's God forbid.
That's great.
Have you ever had your birthday at a hibachi restaurant?
No, not at a hibachi.
That got hot one time when I was in like college or something.
That
where
was
it
the thing
like
to do.
hibachi. I'm like, what the I went there one time like this. I'm eating with these other fucking losers. Get the fuck out of here.
The birthday person has to catch the shrimp.
Yeah.
You know, what are we
Are
doing?
you talking the community tables?
Yeah.
There's not a fucking chance in hell. They tried to pull that on me down in Chinatown one time.
First of all, you're trash if you don't have enough friends to fill that table up.
Yeah. That's a big table.
Nah, it's just the two of us. But there's a place down in Chinatown that's really good. It's not Wohop. It's the one up the street.
Shout out to
69
Wohop.
Bayard.
Is it, they have family style tables.
Yeah.
We didn't realize that walking in. It was just me and my girl. And we were with it was like a bunch of fucking businessmen from Belgium. I'm like, I'm not eating with these fucking these
commie
fucking
bastards.
dirtballs.
Also, if you do that, all the
down to
Europeans
Wohop.
look at you like, oh, fat American. Let's see what he's going to eat.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
You're like a fucking monkey behind a fence.
Your wife's feeding you.
They're throwing me shrimp.
They're paying for the meal. No, bring more lo mein. We want to see this guy.
Yeah, I'm not a family of the community tables. No bueno.
Growing up, did you have a banana hook? Like in your kitchen where you would hang bananas off the hook? Because if you did, that's top-notch
Holy
class.
shit.
All right.
I never.
A banana hook.
The answer is yes and no.
I never even heard of that.
We
You ever
had
seen
one.
that? Like you hang the bananas on a hook.
The-
It's like
the banana
it's like
hangs
paper
on a
towel.
bushel?
Yeah, it's like a paper towel holder kind
We
of.
have one in our fruit bowl at home. It's still zip tied to the bottom of the bowl. It's never been used.
That's real trash.
I don't even know what you're
Yes.
I can't even picture it.
Pull it up because
Yeah,
you
and
know
have
exactly
to-
what it is.
The
as soon
second
as
you're
you
gonna
see
go,
it.
oh fuck.
You talking about a coat rack?
The guy who
A coat rack to hang bananas on?
I don't know what you mean. Are you talking about a basket that hangs
No,
down?
it's like a little hook that comes up like
It's
that
like
that you
it
put the
sits
bushel
on the counter. Yeah,
Oh, I do know what you're talking
yeah,
about.
like that where you hang your bananas.
We hung plantains off of it.
Of course you did. Yeah.
So that's why yes and no. We had one, but it was for plátanos.
Do you do all right?
And the counterfeit
So I live in
20s.
the Heights. Big Dominican food guy.
Massive.
Fucking love.
Best chicken in the world.
I fucking love it. Are people eating plantains just you cook them, right? Or are people eating them raw?
No,
like
you
a
can't eat
banana.
them raw.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
you
can't.
cook them.
You gotta. Yeah.
But there's
yeah.
like
I
if
thought
you're
you were
gonna
going to
make
start shitting on plantains. It was
No,
gonna be a
if you're gonna
problem.
Dude, a little fucking mofongo. Good night.
Oh my god.
I like the sweet ones with a little bit of cheese on top and they're all caramelized.
Oh, buddy, yeah, let's do it. That's Colombian. That's buddy. Let's
I
go.
love
I'll eat plantains all day. But if you're gonna make tostones, which are the hard ones that aren't sweet, you have to wait until you have to get them pre ripe. And then if you're gonna make the sweet ones, they got to get ripe a little bit. So you hang it on that to wait. And when you start seeing the black marks,
And then
that's
you
when you
move.
go make the fucking sweet,
Dude,
the maduros.
a thing of fucking tostones, good,
Buddy.
fucking.
Fantastic.
Nice.
I heard about
Dude,
a
at one time
restaurant-
I wanted my go-to order when we go is a thing of mofongo and then tostones on the side. And I eat like 19 plantains. In a
Yeah,
plate.
that lady's like, this guy's got enough vitamin C to kill a
Is he
horse.
saying it right or is it mofongo?
It is mofongo, but I'm gonna let it go.
What do I say, mofongo?
You say mofongo.
Oh, sorry.
It's mofongo. But
Hello, we would like 2 mofongi, please.
No, my Dominican
Also,
friend orders.
mofongo is Puerto Rican, mango is Dominican, but you can say mofongo. It's the same shit.
I don't know. They all say mofongo though.
Yeah, you could say either or. It's also they're in New York, you know.
This
So
guy's
they-
going to get us killed.
But
I'm not going to have to eat with you.
there's a restaurant in Chicago that makes the little tostone, and they make sandwiches out of them.
Burrito.
Yeah, jibarito.
Dude,
Dude,
Chicago. Yeah.
there you go. By the way, they charge like $4 or $5 for these things. We used to make that growing up. That was like our after school snack. We would take the food my grandmother cooked the night before.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn, they made a whole restaurant of that. What else did I make? I
Damn,
can make
that sounds
fucking money.
great.
Yo, I was literally about to ask you if you ever had a burrito.
They're great. Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah, so good. I love Chicago food.
Okay.
Burgers aren't that great there. Everyone's flipping out.
How about this? You go out to dinner, you have a bottle of wine.
Of course.
You taking the bottle of wine home with you if you don't finish it?
I'm basura. I'm not pure garbage. Are you kidding me?
Bananas, you chug it at least. like
Yeah.
a gentleman.
Also, who doesn't finish
order-
the wine?
Yeah, it's nuts.
I did it on Sunday.
Oh my.
Guy came over, I'm going to cork that. I was like, yes, I do. Throw some rolls in there.
Isn't
too.
it
You
technically?
got a solo cup I can take for the walk?
It's not illegal anymore. It used to be.
It used to
They have
be.
to put it in like an evidence bag and seal it.
Oh my god!
And
What are
to-
you
to
like
leave
duty
with it.
free?
I see your boarding pass there.
You want a free upgrade to the police car?
Have you ever been ghost hunting?
No.
Okay, just checking. You seem like a straight shooter. I'm just checking.
Everything else is kind of Latin, and then that question.
I don't know.
No.
Did
I'm sure my aunts were all Santeria bullshit, so I'm technically I may have been like fucking what's that called? I was gonna say circumcised. That's definitely not. I'm not that. But what's the
You're
thing?
not cut?
You're
No,
uncut?
uncut.
Cuban.
Latino.
Wow.
Latinos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
sure.
well, huh?
Yeah, hoodie all day.
What can Brown do for you? Huh?
Yeah. What's the thing with
Kid's
the girl?
not chilly in the fall.
The girl spits this pea soup and she's like,
Exorcist.
yeah, Exorcist.
Yeah.
I'm sure I had one of those on me.
Spits
Yeah,
the beat.
my Dominican boy, his dad's into like all like what is it?
Santeria, yeah.
And he's like, I gotta go for a run. My dad needs a sweaty shirt of mine to like boil. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh great, dude.
Oh, I
Sounds
don't fuck
fucking.
with that stuff.
Keep that shit away from me,
They
dog.
wear the beads. That's how you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I believe that shit.
I don't, dude.
stay
I
away
don't
from
fuck with the fucking.
Oh,
I don't
I don't
fuck
want
with
any of
black
that.
magic,
Yeah.
dude.
Nope.
I keep it moving.
Yeah.
It's
Dude.
either Jesus or nada for me.
My buddies growing up were Haitian, and the one grandma was like, "You're Cuban, so you probably know Santeria." And I was like, "Santeria is bullshit." And I said it like that, and the whole family was just like,
Yeah.
they thought I was gonna get
Instead of
strike
just a
down.
grandmother, you got fucking balls.
I mean, I've always
going
been this
after
guy.
everybody.
I've always been this guy. As soon as I learned English, I'm like, I'm gonna be a prick. You know, it's like I'm good now.
Do you enjoy any of the following smells? Fresh asphalt
Yeah,
in the
Who
summertime.
doesn't like that?
buddy. They just knew no more potholes. Let's go.
Gasoline.
Yeah.
Horses.
No.
Really?
Who
Yeah.
you like that?
I like the smell of horses.
The first horse I saw
got
that didn't
cologne
have
on.
a cop on it was like I was like 28.
Oh, the shit! This one don't have a driver.
What is there, a riot?
So this horse better find his driver.
You're at the track. Who are they chasing?
Dude, Jersey has the saddle racing.
Yo,
Saddlebag. Dude,
you
that's the
never
shit.
Let me tell you
never
something.
bet on the fucking chat. Fucking zoom in. Never put money on a fucking chariot. They screw you. The races are too long.
Have you
Yeah.
been to
Fuck
the,
it.
Have you been to the Trotters?
Yeah, of course, dude.
That's
I grew up in
fucking
North Jersey.
garbage.
$2 a bet. It's
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fucking cheapest best. And someone's like, I got a tip. And you're like, I'll listen to it. I end up betting on like the Clydesdales. I never know.
Yeah.
I always look at those guys, the Trotters, and I always said, that's not their real job. This is a part-time thing. Jockey, that's a full-time job. There's no way these guys
Yeah,
are paying
trotters
them.
are like smoking Bernies and shit. motherfucker.
They're a handsome cab
Get me a
on
beer
speed.
next time. They're doing pit stops.
He's
and shit.
grabbing it like runners grab the Gatorade. Dude, I fucking went to the Aqueduct, that casino in New York,
Yeah,
in like
yeah, yeah.
the middle of the hood. It's
Yeah.
the worst.
Every casino's in the middle of the
That's a good point,
Yeah.
actually. Dude, they have some guy's like, come on. I look up at the screen. It's a chariot race from fucking Costa Rica. I was like, this guy hasn't seen his kids in years.
Dude, we did that all through fucking high school. We started going at like 15, 16. When we could
OTBs?
drive. Yeah. Well, we would go. They had the Philadelphia racetrack, which would do live races on the weekend. We would do, and then during the week we would go and just bet on the TVs at like Aqueduct, at fucking Belmont, like wherever they were running races.
Wow.
And the guy had the best line. It was this old guy standing up, and he's got the fucking paper, and he's like, he's coming. He was like betting on the 9 horse. He's like, he's coming. This old fucking curmudgeon next to him, he's coming in his pants is where he's coming. I was like, damn, that's a
This
fucking.
is like a Wednesday at 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wednesday at 1, and I'm 17.
That's true.
Dude, those are the
Yeah,
guys
I'm
who's
trash. What do you want?
They'd
It's my
have-
show.
they'd
All
have
right,
the
take it
newspaper
easy.
with the writing on the edges.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
I'd always be like reading it to see
We
what they
only
say.
bet on the cool names.
Yeah.
We'd be like, this one's name Here Comes Sunshine. Like, yeah, let's do that.
At one
Shout out to
point,
Gimme Shelter was the first fucking the first horse I ever won money on,
First thing never worked out in my life.
and the last.
Right before she walked out on me.
dude, you could have had a Kia back then. You know.
All right, what you got?
Please.
Sorry, go.
TV growing up, do you have picture-in-picture?
No, we didn't even
That
have
was for me
cable.
the other night. You fucking thief.
We didn't even have
This guy's
cable.
stealing my "Are you garbage" question.
Do you?
We didn't even have cable. We had to we stole cable. We
didn't have cable.
Yeah, for a long time. My friends would make references to like, fucking
The
shows.
Simpsons or something. Yeah.
No, Simpsons was Fox. I knew
The
Fox.
national news. You're like, what?
But no, they would talk about like Nickelodeon shit when I was growing up. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like Camp Salute Your Shorts and shit like
Shout
that.
out to Salute Your Shorts.
Dude, I used to fucking panic about like I can't see these shows, I don't get the references, and I was always trying to be funny, and I'm like, if I don't know the references, I gotta
yeah,
fucking
you can't riff.
Yeah.
I'm riffless.
Yeah,
yeah, but did you see the weather report for this weekend?
You want to talk about horses? You guys want to talk horses?
Did you catch a 6 o'clock news last night?
Like, give me your fucking money. I'm doing it to him.
All right, I got a couple from Patreon. As you guys know, when you join the Patreon, we will ask your garbage questions.
Yes, we will.
We have a bit of a backlog, but we're getting to all of them. Thank you for being patient. Y'all are the fucking shit.
Salute your Patreon, by the way.
Yeah,
Shouts to
thank
you guys.
Thank you.
We love
It's
them.
fucking
They're
cooking.
fantastic.
It's
It's a good
Supporting
time over
a
there.
wonderful fucking show and two great guys.
Thank
you, buddy.
Thank you.
I purposely said two. I meant you and Kippy.
We know the kid tells it as how it is.
You get a haircut. You lose weight. You hit Rogaine. Are you using Jawed Rogaine? I knew it.
He insulted a top restaurateur in New York City. I think he's going to come after us.
Hey, you gotta. He calls it like he sees it.
Called Mario Batali a hack. You don't think he's gonna hit us with a stinger?
Said Bourdain was overrated.
Le Cirque, more like Le. All right, let's go.
This
fucking
one's
great.
this one's just a fucking home run of a question. This is from Tony P. Have you ever owned your own bowling shoes? No. Yeah. Because if you are, you're trash.
What the?
I never got into bowling, thank God.
Yeah, never. I stole a pair, I think.
There was a time in high school where I thought I was going to make that a look, and I think I might have worn bowling shoes for like a couple days in high school.
I think a lot of dudes tried to be like, oh, these are cool and hip or edgy.
It was always someone who stole them from a bowling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That
like,
was
these
dope.
are ironically cool. They kind of look cool. They
I
kind of
stole
don't.
them.
Yeah.
It
I
was-
had my own pool stick.
Ooh.
That's trashy. How about you want to hear worse?
What was the name of it?
My buddy got his own karaoke mic.
Oh, we had a karaoke machine.
No. He bought a mic to bring to their karaoke bar. It was gold and like silver on top.
Could he sing well?
Kind of.
Not gold mic worthy.
No, this guy should not have had his own mic.
It wasn't Wayne Newton.
Buddy, at the bar, he's like, you know what I mean? He's like, brings his own mic, plugs
And
it
you know he
in.
did it long too, so like people saw like,
Yeah.
oh, fucking Johnny's breaking out the mic.
100%. And if the other mic had nowhere to go, he's like, does somebody want the regular mic? I brought my own. Like, he
I
would
got
make a
mine.
big-
Who wants the? I'm
Yeah.
not you. Yeah.
He had
wow.
dance moves. It was embarrassing.
Damn, karaoke's
Embarrassing.
trash.
We would go just to laugh at him. It was great.
But back to the pool cue.
Yeah.
Yeah, pool
What
cue's
the
a tough
fuck?
look.
Yeah. So,
Did you have a name for it?
No, I never gave it a name, but I purposely picked one that was like, had like some Latin-like design. It had like the Mexican carpet kind of designs on it.
Yeah,
So that
yeah.
it would like, it would like, you know,
It would
bind me to
reflect
the
your
culture.
personality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so my buddies we all played pool growing up. Like all of us would hang out like strip joints during the day when they weren't strip joints. And we'd always play pool. Like I knew the code of like where to put quarters and shit. Like I had the whole thing down. I rolled the stick before to see if it's even. Like the whole nine.
I'll do that. It's also like the confidence I have after making one ball on a pool table, dude. The way I walk, if I have to turn the corner, oh my god,
You become Paul Newman.
I flip my jacket and shit. I'm going.
You hope someone opens the door so the wind catches your
I'm
jacket.
throwing the fucking powder up like fucking LeBron.
Dude, I had my own fucking technique for the whole nine. So I just got the pool stick. I
We're
would bring
dorks.
it. Dude, I was such a fucking nerd.
By the way, just for the record, a strip club that's not a strip club during the day, garbage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to
It's an insurance office in the afternoon.
Taste-tastics.
Let's
go.
all right, a couple more here. This is from Turns. These are all Hysterihina people. Turns out power, butt power plug.
R.I.P. History Hike.
Yeah, I know, man.
Love you.
To a great one.
Fantastic.
Turns out plug power isn't butt plug. Whatever. You can know who you are. Is it garbage to have a black toilet?
Yes.
Yeah, dude.
What?
Did you ever see those?
No.
I feel like I'm in a swinger's house anytime
Buddy,
I've seen one.
Italian people always
It's
have
always Italian.
black lacquer, black toilet with a gold seat. Oh my god,
That's real Guinea
Never.
shit. Yeah.
that's peak Guinea shit.
Yeah,
that is
yeah,
like
yeah.
the epitome.
They like their marble. Those Italians.
That's
They
like
do. They enjoy the marble.
my stepfather owns a construction company.
Yeah.
Like that's what that is. Like he
Yeah,
gets
yeah,
the
yeah.
good deal on
Yeah,
this
yeah, yeah,
because
yeah.
nobody else fucking wants it. Everything
Yeah.
in your house.
It
is
was like
reflective.
sitting at. It was like their suppliers. Like I got this laying around. If you wanted it, I'll take it. Yeah.
black tiles with like
Yeah.
gold, whatever the shit.
That
in
I've
between
seen, yeah.
It's trash.
When there's too much tile in a house, it really sticks out.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
The
It's like a
living
meat
room?
locker. You're like, turn the fucking heat up.
living
Something to
room's
hold
tile?
the. Something to hold a temp.
the dog refuses to walk because it's too slippery.
Yeah.
What are we in the Parthenon?
If you have a black toilet, you 100% call it a commode.
Oh,
yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah.
hit the commode.
Call it the can. I'm gonna
If
go
you had a
take
black toilet before cell phones, you also had a phone hooked up in the bathroom.
Oh,
Yeah.
You had to.
that used to blow my mind. I
Buddy.
had a couple of friends who had that.
Buddy, I was in a the first time I was ever in a hotel that had a separate room for the toilet in the bathroom. It had a phone in there, and I saw it, and I fucking yelled out to D. I'm like, D, call the other, because the extension. I'm like, call the extension, and I fucking I used my elbow to kick it off, and I grabbed it. I was like, I might as well be in a yacht.
Yeah,
you know what
sure.
I mean?
Yeah,
Get me somebody, anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tell Johnson to get his ass in here.
Get the New York Times on the phone.
Yeah, I said sell. Just sell that.
That's great.
I had a StarTech. That made me feel like a doctor. Same feeling.
What's a StarTech?
Remember the old clamshell ones that would go on your waist?
Oh, yeah.
StarTech.
Yeah.
Look it up. It's brown. It had the battery. Like it looked like a fucking. It was the best.
Wait, was it a cell phone?
Yeah, Jay-Z had one and I had one. I stopped the list there.
Yeah, other bunch of losers.
Our first cell phone was the big one. It looked like a walkie-talkie.
Yeah,
My dad had one.
My dad had the car phone. It was like
Was that the briefcase with the string attached,
it was mounted. It was mounted
But
in
you
the
could
thing.
move it.
buddy?
But it was like Velcroed
Buddy,
in.
yeah.
Like you could put it in.
Mitsubishi Diamante had the car phone in it.
I bet it did.
Yeah, it wasn't hooked up though. Didn't pay the plan.
you know how hard I tried to find someone to hook it up because they just wouldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Buddy, you know how dope that would have
I
been.
would fuck it. I'm putting one in the Kia.
In 2005, to pick up a phone with the fucking curly string. Oh, buddy,
You were
it would've
flexing.
Called
It
it an
would've been
airstrike,
great.
Mogadishu.
Yeah, I need a yacht in the Mediterranean.
Holy
All right, let's do
shit.
one more. While we're on the fucking topic of cards, this is from Paige Johnson out there on a Patreon. Have you ever had a stuffed animal in your car,
Yeah, because we won it at a fair.
but you left it in the car?
Was
Like,
it in the back, looking
in
at
the-
the back window?
Yeah.
You're fucking
man,
trash.
that's it.
yeah.
Pull the T-bone, cut it. This guy is
Just
trash.
Pikachu staring at all the other cars coming.
It's always like a turtle or two. It's like, what are we doing?
Anytime I would see a Garfield, I wanted to drive them off the road. That was
Yeah.
fucking
You know what else is
brutal.
real shitty? It was like
the banana with the Jamaican hat.
that was a tough look, or like the little Chuck Taylors or the little Jordans hanging over the mirror. Oh my god!
Boxing gloves with the Puerto Rican flag or the Cuban flag. I had that. I had the Cuban flag.
Holy shit.
Oh, what a hot one, baby!
Yeah.
I'm going to say, I don't have the numbers in
I
front
also
of
had
me.
I had a Cuban flag made out of beads hanging from my rearview mirror.
Out of beads?
Yeah, the ones you would wear around your neck. You'd wear beads with you would make the flag out of beads.
I'm just going to go ahead and close
Let me
this
let me
file
let me
right
compute
now.
some numbers here. Beep,
Let's
boop, bop,
see.
boop, beep,
Carry the
boop,
6
beep, boop,
there.
bop, boop, bop,
Divide
boop,
that
beep,
by
boop, beep,
2.
boop,
What does that
bop,
come
boop,
out
bop,
to?
boop. Trash.
Garbage. 100% Newark garbage.
Wow.
I refuse to accept that I'm trash or garbage. I am basura.
Yeah, maybe in Newark, but in Manhattan, you're trash.
I got the fucking Vespa outside. You're trash.
Do you validate parking in Antoni's?
You may know your way around a fucking slice of za, buddy, but you are garbaggio.
Shit, the Diamante Guerreros over here.
buddy. The Mitsubishi Diamante.
That was great.
Alexis Guerreros, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely fantastic. Anything you want the folks out there you got coming up?
Yeah,
you
I didn't
wanna
plug it
know?
away, social media, whatever.
Follow me at Not Alexis on Instagram and on Twitter. And you can follow at Soccer Cooligans, SOCCER COOLIGANS. It's a podcast. It's a television show on Fubo. If you don't have Fubo, go to FuboSportsNetwork.com. It's free, streamed. If you do have Fubo, or if you want Fubo and you don't have it, go to FuboTV.com/Cooligans. I don't make any money on that. That's just for y'all. You get a longer trial and you get a really big discount. It's basically an entire cable system that you could just carry around in your pocket or on your TV, whatever you want. It's dope. And yeah, just listen to our show. Give us 5 stars, whatever, all that stuff. Buy our merch. Like, we got cool hats and shit.
Fantastic podcast.
Yeah,
If
great.
you like soccer, we're the ones for you.
100%. 100%.
A hundo.
Kippy, what do you got for him?
Guys, as always, please make sure you rate, review, subscribe on iTunes. Still in the
Yes.
top 200. We appreciate that.
Love
the
it.
fucking Patreon. Check that out. That's
Yep.
fucking cooking. The YouTube numbers are true to fucking roof.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be at Zany's, Nashville, and Raleigh Good Nights at the end of April, 20th
Get
and
those
21st.
fucking tickets.
Get the tickets.
You can tell I got a little hair up my ass about this.
Yeah.
I want to see some fucking numbers moving in Nashville.
And then I'm at Kevin Ryan Comedy on all social media. Go check it out.
At H Foley on Ice on Twitter and Foleygrams on Instagram. T-Bone, you got anything?
Yeah, everybody go follow the podcast at Are You
Oh,
Garbage.
yeah,
we
yeah,
got
yeah,
some
yeah,
big
yeah.
fish circling. Make us look better. The social media don't reflect the listenership.
Yeah.
Toby just had a heart attack. We love you guys. Goodbye.
I'm not big fish enough.
You got to leave that in. That was perfect. Oh, wait a second. Where the fuck are you going? Sit right back down.
Don't touch that dial.
And hear one more word about our good friends over there on the Stereo app. Doesn't matter whether you have an iPhone or an Android. You can sign up for free.
Yeah, guys, come join the after party. I have a couple of beers. I got
an Eddie in me.
It's a little unfiltered, you know what I mean?
Fun.
It's a good time. Me and the big man chopping it up, answering your questions once a week, typically Thursdays. Use the link in the description. www.stereo.com/Kevin Ryan or /H Foley if you're a fan of the big man. We get to wet our beaks a little bit. It's a good time. Perfect way for you to interact with us. We've gotten some home run of questions on there, too.
Fantastic. And a lot of great shows on the app as well that aren't ours.
Yeah, a lot of good
Check out.
comedians. If you're a fan of comedy podcasts are on there, so check it out. That's stereo.com/Kevin Ryan /H Foley.
Peace.